Hey, there we go. Good morning, beautiful community. It's Emily here from All Things Divine. And I'm just coming in today for you to start your beautiful week this week, feeling some groundedness, and just to start the week looking at yourself internally and externally. I am an energy worker and do energy healings and massage. I create vibrational sprays, work with crystals, all that beautiful stuff. So I like to talk about all things energy, and everything's energy. So today I just wanted to, after my last week, or the last couple of weeks actually, wanted to come in here and just give some tips on, how to come back to the self. So prior to last week, I had really been feeling unmotivated. I was just sitting on the couch, watching Netflix, going through, Instagram reels. And just not, I knew I had heaps of stuff to do, but just couldn't feel motivated to get up and do it. Because my work has stopped, as in seeing clients, quite often I can get into that mentality of going, well, what's the point? I don't have clients in the morning, so I'll stay up till 3 o'clock. All that silly stuff. As Sondre would say, the ladies in the attic, chit-chatting, but actually not doing us any good at all. And so coming into the week just gone, I was like, this is ridiculous. I work with energy. I understand the energy. And so, I really stood up and just went, right, let's just change this. And the biggest change for me last week was I was cranking music every single day and just dancing and working, and I'd sit and work, and then a big juicy beat would come up and I'd be like, oh yeah. So I was enabling myself. I actually gave myself permission that in these crazy times to have some fun, to let go, just to get that energy out. I'm not a huge exercise person. I don't really like to huff and puff or sweat. But last week, just dancing crazily around the house was amazing. And just that was the only difference, that I did. Mindset as well. But God just gave me so much energy, and it really lifted my spirits. It lifted, I was sitting there for the week before this. Hey, Angie. I was sitting on the couch the week before this, just, not doing anything. My energy was just being stagnant. I was taking in all this stuff from Facebook and, I don't watch the news, but just all this crap from the external world, right? And bring it into my world. And when I sat with that, just went, oh my God, I just feel heavy. I was feeling lethargic, even though I wasn't doing anything. And as I said, unmotivated, uninspired, everything. And I was just like, oh, this is crap. This isn't who I am. So I was like, right, come on, get the dance beats happening. It was so good. Pulled out all my old, techno dance tracks. Hey, yes, Samantha, I love it. It's great. It's so good. I can't even begin to tell you how it changed my internal thoughts, my mind, my energy, even my surroundings, like, in the house. It just didn't feel heavy and, I don't know, dull. So I wanted to share that with you because I know that a lot of people at the moment may not be working. And I know that I've questioned my purpose a lot. It's like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do then if I can't see clients and blah, 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 blah. I have shared care with my kids. So the week that I don't have the kids, which wasn't, I didn't have them last week, you know, it's like, well, I don't have to cook dinner. I don't have to, you know, do this or do that or be there or whatever. So it's really, we really need to take the time every day. And I think I said this last week, just to sit and just go and reflect in with what is going on. How does your energy feel? What are your thoughts? What's your environment? What can you do? The sun was shining last week too, that does wonders to the soul as well. I had days where I opened up all the windows. I changed my son's room around, to which he came home and popped in and saw me last week and went, oh, have you been bored? I was like, yeah. So it's amazing what you do when you just shuffle things up, because it's so easy to get stuck in, you know, just that, I want to say victim mentality, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just, I can't be bothered. Or I don't know. There's no decision making. There's no active, you know, forward movement. And that can be really easy to sit in and just go, oh, no, I'm just doing the same. So we have to really be the witness to ourselves. We have to reconnect with ourselves. We have to know what's going on for us, how we want to feel. That's my biggest motivator, is how do you want to feel? Do you want to go to bed at the end of the night and go, oh, I could have just walked around the block, would have taken 10 minutes and I would have felt better? Or do you want to sit there in your bed and go, ah, that feels so good. I've shifted some energy, I got some fresh air into my lungs. Like, you can kind of feel the difference in the energy, even in those two things. One's full of shame and guilt and, you know, whereas the other one's like, yep, proactive, I did it. It's uplifting. So everything that we do in our lives can either lift us up or it can drag us down. So I really, last week, worked on and was tuning in to my subtle energies and specifically my base chakra. So this energy point, which is, you know, located at the bottom of the spine, kind of in between that and your butthole. And this center is all about our foundations. And there's, with so much unease and unknowing in the world at the moment, this space for everyone is really crucial. This is where we feel strong. This is where we feel connected. This is where we feel secure. So if this energy center is out of whack, then we feel like we're out of control. We can just lose our shit. We can react with a knee-jerk reaction rather than being still in ourselves and confident in ourselves and going, okay, how do I need to act in this situation? You know, you could always kind of tell for yourself or someone else if they're grounded in the physical body, because it is all about the physical body being grounded. And even in conversations, you know, you'll know if they're grounded because they feel solid. They're not reacting just on a whim. They're not being unreasonable. They're unshakable people, you know. They're reliable. They're incredibly humble. Their self-esteem is healthy. They can you know, they can take compliments. They can compliment themselves without the ego being in the way. This is just, yep, I am really good at this. They've got really good boundaries. They know when to say no. They know when to say yes and why. They can give and receive freely to themselves and to other people without any expectations or I did this, so you have to do this for me. There's none of that sort of mentality. They usually go with the flow. And it's not to say that they don't get disappointed or unsettled or anything like that, but they don't have that knee-jerk reaction. They're not sitting in fear. They're not in a contracted state and, oh my God, everything's out to get me and all that sort of stuff. So it's they have an understanding or a respect or acceptance for shit's going to change. Stuff's not going to happen that they want to happen. And it's about them being able to, or you being able to sit in and go, oh, okay, well, that didn't work. What's my next step? Rather than having a hissy fit and going, oh my God, the world's crazy and nothing ever happens for me and blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. So these people, and you'll know when you feel grounded because you really feel present in your body. If you start feeling like you're all in your head and you're ditzy and clumsy and can't think straight and you can't focus and the concentration's out the window, or you tune out and you just like, you know, can't hold a conversation, and you feel disconnected with yourself or the earth or other people, all that sort of stuff, then you know that you need to come back to yourself. You'll be able to hear the smallest little, you know, the air conditioner going because you're present. When you're grounded, you're present in every moment. And I'm not saying that these people, these solid people, don't become ungrounded. Everything's energy and everything reacts and with us, and we react to it as well. So obviously something really cool is happening, we're all excited, and rah, 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 that can be, you know, we can be hyper. But usually that means that our energy is kind of up here because we're in that state of high vibration. And that's fine. That's part of being a human. The problem, I don't know if I want to say problem, is when you're in that state all the time. It does cause stress on the body, even if it's stuff that you're excited about. So it's coming back to the self, having those little times in the day where, you know, if you're washing your hands, to tune in, just go, how am I feeling? Am I feeling scattered? Am I feeling afraid? Am I feeling lost? Am I feeling unsure? Am I constantly worrying about money or where I'm going to live or, you know, futuristic things? I know that I was in a state of, and, you know, for me, this was a survival mechanism that I created for myself when I was not in a good space in the world or with myself and my life, is that I filled my days up with so much stuff. You know, I'd be like, okay, got an appointment here, that'll finish at 11 o'clock, so I can get to the next one at 11:30, and then that one finishes at 12 and I can get there to, you know, it was like this constant thing, and every day it was packed like that. And for me, it was a survival skill because I didn't want to sit and confront or own the fact that I was incredibly unhappy. I didn't want to feel all those feels. And so I just kept busy. I was busy all the time. Rah, 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 on the go, on the go, on the go. And so one of the major things that I did for myself when I was like, this has got to stop, is I made a decision to have one activity per day. And sometimes this might not be, you might not be able to do this, but it was like if I had a doctor's appointment on Monday, that was it. There was nothing else being planned for that day. I had to do it for the Tuesday or the Wednesday or the Thursday or whatever. And I found, like, I don't know, for me, that was something that I could achieve and that I could do. You know, if you've got kids doing outside activities and all that sort of stuff, it might not be something that you can instigate into your life. But for me, it was just like I had going, right, nah, that's it. So to allow myself just to be in the moment. I wasn't constantly thinking, okay, after here, I've got to go here, after here, I've got to go here, after here, which means you're not living in the present. You're not actually, you're always out here, yeah, which can cause some stress and anxiety. You're in that fight, flight, or freeze mode constantly. And is this gone off? I'm off. I remember when I was, when I started my spiritual development classes, one of the first things that everyone in the thing said, oh my God, you're so ungrounded, you're so ungrounded, you're so ungrounded all the time. So it's like, ugh. So I really lived from my heart chakra up. Like I was living in the spiritual realm. I didn't want to face reality because it was so shit at the time. But even now, I still need to really work on being grounded in the moment. And so there are so many beautiful things that we can do to bring us back to ourselves. One of the biggest things, which I think I talked about last week, is the breath. Is taking those deep belly breaths, bringing it all the way into your belly, pushing it out like a balloon. And then exhaling, like almost making your exhalation longer than the inhalation. Because that's going to ground you, having your feet flat on the ground. Closing the eyes, going into your inner world, checking it all out. What's going on in your mind? What's going on in your throat? What's going on in your shoulders? How do they feel? Mine are very tight at the moment. How does your heart center feel? Like check in with all parts of your body because your body is going to tell you where it hurts, where it needs some love, where it needs some release. So yeah, that's the quickest way is to bring you back to yourself and to engage all your senses. So taking a moment to really look and even name what you're seeing. I can see a white towel in front of me. My phone is off. You know, the carpet is green. What can you hear? Even if you want to close your eyes, what can you hear? What can you hear into the room, inside the room? I can hear the clock. I can hear my own breath. And then go out. What can you hear outside? Can you hear traffic outside? People, animals, birds. Feeling, what can you feel? Can you feel air on your face? Can you feel the clothes? Can you feel the coolness of jewelry? So engage in all of your senses. Have you just cleaned your teeth? What do you taste? Or have you just had peanut butter on toast? Or do you need to clean your teeth? And smells. What are you smelling? You may have just put some oils on, or there might be incense. Or you might be able to smell, you know, the detergent on your clothes. So stop and engage in all those smells because it's bringing you back to the right here and right now. And this is really, really good to do if you're in a state of anxiety, which means that you are ungrounded, is to bring you back. Just to label five things that you can see, sense, smell, feel, hear, taste. So yeah, they're really two simple ones that you can do anywhere at any time, whether you're driving, whether you're walking, whether you're by yourself, if you're in a group. You know, it's something that you don't have to physically look like you're doing something to ground yourself. You can do it inside. For myself, I love crystals. So this beautiful hematite, which is I've got in my necklace as well. Hematite is a very heavy stone as well. So that for me feels really grounding. I often give this to clients after I've given them a treatment. If they've come out, they've had a glass of water, but they're still like, ooh, ball. You can kind of see them a little bit spacey in their eyes. I'll give them this to hold. And being in a ball, it's just really nice to hold in your hand. It feels heavy, so it kind of brings you back into your body. And yeah, it's nice. It's cool as well. So you've got that sensation of that coolness that brings you back. I also love working with essential oils. And I do have a range of spray for specific things. And I've just created this beautiful I Am collection, which actually is for our chakras, our energy centers. But yeah, they kind of developed because I was making them for myself, and being grounded is something that I need to work on pretty much daily. And so that was one of my first sprays that I made, is the grounding spray. Well, the light's probably not that good. The grounding spray. And with it comes an affirmation. So I will spray it, say the affirmation, spray it, and just, you know, use the senses again. Feel it on my skin, smell the smell of the essential oils. It's got oils like vetiver, black pepper, thyme, so really earthy, bring you back to yourself smells. And then part of the I Am range is this one. Sorry about the light, but this is for the base chakra, which is I Am a Survivor. And again, it's all about that foundation. It's all about feeling safe. It's about feeling in your body that you have your purpose. And the affirmation for this is, I'm grounded in this present moment. I'm safe and protected across all levels, across all times. And so having little affirmations like that, so that when you are in your head, you're feeling ungrounded, that you can just sit and do the breath work and just go, yep, I'm grounded, I'm safe, I'm protected, you know, whatever the affirmations are for you. And I can give you a list of stuff, things about having a solid foundation. Money is a big one to make people feel unsecure. But yeah, I can pop a few affirmations in there. Another one of my favorites is, I have this massive singing bowl, which I use to put my feet in. Hopefully you can hear it. My chair just sunk. And I either sit in it or stand in it and bang it, and the vibrations go all the way up your body, up through the crown. Oh, it's so good. And those low bass notes. Oh, maybe that's why I like all the bass music. Interesting. And yeah, so sound is a beautiful way to bring you back to your body as well. So there's heaps of beautiful stuff. You can bring in color. So red correlates with the base chakra, but also any earthy colors, those dark colors. So the browns, the blacks, dark grays, the red, as I said before. You know, so the crystals that incorporate all that are like the red jasper, or any fossils, if you want to hold on to that or have jewelry on that. Fossils, onyx, smoky quartz, obsidian, shungite, all those black, you know, beautiful black tourmaline. So it's this really beautiful, I want to say heavy, but it's anchoring. They're anchoring energies for you to anchor your energy into the physical realm, because that's what, you know, we are here in a physical form. We have to, for us to be able to share our genius or to give our love to everyone, we actually have to be in this body, because this body is the vessel for us to be able to share ourselves with the world. So we need to look after ourselves. So I want you to really, this week, is just become aware of when you're too much in your head and your voice is going, bah, 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 you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling anxious. Just have a play of what sort of things you can do to bring yourself back to the body. So try those beautiful deep breaths. Envisage, yourself under a beautiful red waterfall. That it's just clearing, it's connecting you to Mother Earth. Get your feet on the ground, onto the grass, onto the beach, onto, the forest floor. Just get your feet dirty. Do some weeding, some gardening. Just connect with the earth. Her nourishment and her nurturing and her support will really sort of bring you back to the present moment. Any activities that you can do that really, like one for me, I used to love doing macro photography, because you've got to be present. You've got to be in that moment. And you're looking at every single detail of what you're taking a photo of, whether it's a plant or a flower, like a paling on a fence. You can just, when you're there and you see it's not just a brown fence. There's so many beautiful other colors in there that, that we kind of miss. So being grounded is really about being physically here, being present, being stable, being reliable, being solid. And this is for ourselves and other people. But really be present in yourself, because when you are connected, you can make decisions easily and from a more clear space. Things tend to just, they don't stick to you, because you know who you are, you know what you want. You're humble in, what you can offer the world and what you're here to do. And I'm not saying all the time, because God knows we have our ups and downs. But it's about gaining these tools for when you actually look at yourself and go, oh shit, I'm so over the place. What can I do? I'm going to go for a walk around the block. I'm going to stand in the sunshine with my feet on the ground. I'm going to spray some essential oils around me. I want to hold a crystal that helps to bring me back to the self. So it's all about being present, being aware, being the witness and observing the self without negative judgment. And do those beautiful deep belly breaths. Seriously, they are so underrated. And if you know anyone, any yoga teachers, or you're a yoga teacher yourself, you might be able to share a beautiful yoga pose, like even just sitting cross-legged on the floor, where your base chakra is connected to the earth. But visualization. Imagine that there's this beautiful, intricate root system coming from out of your feet into Mother Earth, and it's going really, really far and wide and really, really deep into the ground. And imagine yourself being anchored and being nurtured by Mother Earth. Even that, like, it's just beautiful. And really breathe deeply so that your breath goes all the way down to your feet. You're supplying Mother Earth with energy, and she's supplying you with energy. Bring some red into your environment. Play some juicy bass music, dance. It's not about being all serious and not having fun. So the balanced base chakra is being able to incorporate both of those. You can still be reliable and have fun. So go and have some fun. Go and connect with yourself. Connect with the world around you. And this is about filling up your cup as well. Thinking outside the box, being a great problem solver. So yes, if anyone has any questions, I'm going to continue to dance around the house like a crazy person. I do have my daughter with me this week, so I might be, and she's doing homeschooling, so I might not be able to crank the music up that loud. But yeah, do stuff that makes you feel good, makes you feel secure, makes you feel bloody amazing, because you are, and we need to remind ourselves of that. So do things that make you feel connected to yourself, connected to your environment. But also remember, if you're an empath and you like to share your love with the whole world, just remember to keep checking in, because if it does become too much, and I've been caught here as well, if you get caught up in the overwhelm of the intense energy that can be out in the world, bring it back home. Bring it back to your address. Bring it back. Make sure that you are safe, that your kids are safe. Bring it back home, because that's what you can control. That's what you can change. And yes, you can still send love out there, but when it gets too much, come back home. Come back home. Because it's all about feeling secure and safe. So bring it back home and do what you can. Make sure you're eating well, sleeping well, thinking well, being well. So yes, take some time, make a little habit, so that, like I said before, when you're washing your hands or going to the toilet, or I don't know, going to the fridge, make that the time that you stop and go, how are you going? Ask yourself, what do you need? What can you do? What action can you take to make yourself come back home, feel safe, feel secure? It starts with you, and then you can share it with the world. So have an amazing week. I hope that's kind of helped a little bit. But nurture your base chakra, which means nurturing yourself. So have a great week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to being here next week. I have to think how I turn this off. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sending you so much love, and have an amazing week. Tune into the self. Love the self. Thank you so much. Bye.